Yeah. And we're gonna be opening with Chris Collins.
For sure, for sure.
What's up, y'all?
What
Thank you
up,
for having
Chris?
me. It feels good to be in great company.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You already know what time it is.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I know it's Love Month, right? So I was gonna do, one of my songs. Some of you guys may have heard it before, but it's called "Good Sex and Weed." So if you like good sex
That's my
and
stuff.
weed at the same time, then I suggest check out the song. But I hope you guys enjoy it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Can you guys hear it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Period. Give me one sec. Let me set a vibe. I'm gonna chill it out.
It's incredible, call it magical, how you make me feel alive. My infatuation, I'm so captivating, like a snow in July. Babe, all I wanna do is stay in this life with you. Lay all my cards on the line. There ain't no other way. You are a sweet escape. I want to stay in the night. Good sex and weed, that's all we need when you're with me. Oh, good sex and weed, it's therapy when you're with me. Good sex and weed. Babe, all I wanna do is stay in this vibe with you. Lay all my cards on the line. There ain't no other way. You are the sweet escape. I want to stay in the light. Good sex sex, and we said I love you, baby. Can I touch you, baby? Can I kiss you, baby? On your body, baby.
I think TK and the Drip Angels know what I'm talking about.
Good sex,
Thank you.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you.
That's my man.
Yeah, that was fire.
Thank you so
That
much.
was
I
fire.
loved it.
Thank you for
Can
having me.
you
I appreciate it.
tell the
For sure.
people
Appreciate the gifts too,
who you
y'all.
are and how to find you?
So my name, my voice is cracking. My name is Chris Collins. You can find me on IG, I Chris Collins. So just my Beagle ID, I Chris with a K, Collins with a K. And you can find that song on any streaming platform. Wherever you listen to music, you can find it, I'm sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
Let's
well,
go.
thank you for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a good one.
Already, that's Prince Collins. What's going down?
Right? Doesn't he remind you of Prince? He reminds me
Yes,
so much
indeed.
of Prince. I love Prince so much. Let's
Yes,
see,
indeed.
who's down there?
What's going on?
Okay, so just to introduce our special guest tonight, we have TKO Capone and his lovely Drip Angels. So the first question I'm gonna ask you, well, actually, I want to turn it over to Lotus before we do that because she was supposed to gather some information for us, actually. Because some people here might not know what poly is, right? So for the people who don't know anything about poly, we want to just quickly discuss it and give a few little definitions because there's different types of poly as well.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Goddess Trends, for having me here. I'm so happy to be a part of this event. Shout out to everybody for being here on this panel. If you're just tuning in, make sure you are currently in the Goddess Lounge, so make sure you follow everybody on the panel and share the live. I'm Lotus Flower. Thank you, like I said, thank you again for having me here. Just a little bit about me. I've been on this app for 2 years, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know the host and our special guest for the past 2 years. I've just met HMS, so I look forward to getting to know everybody, actually. But it is February, the month of love, where we celebrate two great things, which is Valentine's Day and Black History Month. So what better time to celebrate Black love? This is the Poly Audition, so I know some of y'all have some questions, so I'm just going to clear a few things up so we can kind of get the redundancy out the way when it comes to poly. This is a fact. There are actually 9 types of poly relationships. Some of you are asking, what is that? Some of you are probably thinking like, I don't want to share my man. I don't want to share my woman. Like, ew, no, I don't want to do that. But anyway, first of all, let me just say one thing, not to piss anybody off, but let's be real about this, okay? We're all adults. We've all experienced cheating to some extent, whether we're in monogamous. And usually we've all experienced it. Let's just be real, first of all. Second of all, when you're in a poly relationship, that is not supposed to exist, okay? So poly requires that honesty factor. So anytime you're entering into a poly relationship, honesty is the key. That's what makes it a poly relationship, because all partners have to consent to be in a non-monogamous relationship, and poly falls under anything that isn't monogamy. So there's a very big umbrella to that. If you're probably asking yourself, what am I right for poly? If you don't know, usually you should probably think, if you're comfortable with having more than one romantic relationship with a person, you might want to consider poly. Let me just give you a few examples of that. We have the number one on my list is the V poly, where it's two people. Actually, it's one person, where they have two people. Either the two people that they're in a relationship with are separate from each other, and the two people that they're in a relationship with are not romantically involved. And then we have the triad version, where it is a couple and they choose another single. If that single person is a female, they're called a unicorn. And then if that single person is a male, they're called a dragon. And also in a triad situation, you can all be connected, whether you all are together as well. So a quad poly relationship is two couples joining together for a long-term relationship where you can be together in any combination. And also we have the solo polyamorous, which is a person that chooses to be alone, and they have multiple partners. And there's no, this word trips me up every time, hierarchical manner to that. And then there is the fifth version, which is hierarchical poly. In this situation, you have a married couple where they share a house and a home and they cohabitate, raising kids in a family dynamic. And then they also have, they choose to explore relationships outside of their marriage. And the person that they're married to, either party has the choice to end. So there's certain constraints in that dynamic where either party has the choice to end anything that's outside of their person for many different reasons. So that's just an example. And I'm going to pass the mic back to Goddess and open it up for questions.
Thank you, Lotus.
You taught me some new stuff.
I also want to make mention that there is a tribal aspect also. I don't know if we discussed that one, but there's a tribal aspect. There's also religion, different types of relationships where, you know, there's a male at the center and multiple wives. So I wanted to also make mention of those as well. Okay, so my first question to you is, how exactly do you guys identify?
Polyamory, polyamorous, and the reason why that's different from, some people say, how's that different from polygamy? Because polygamy, you have to be married, and polyamory, these are your partners. It can be marriage or partners, so these are my partners, but they're not in a relationship with each other. So that's what makes it, not polyamory. I said the wrong term. Not polyamory, polygyny. Polygyny, that's the correct term.
Polygyny, okay.
Yeah. Polyamory means we're all.
So there's no like triad where they are not in their own relationship.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So polygyny means they're both in a relationship with me. Now they're sister wives, but it's not like how polyamory where two of the females can, connect on a sexual level.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that up because I didn't know that either.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, yeah, and then it's like there's so many different like endings too, like polygyny, polyamory, but some people just for short, they just say poly.
Yeah, just say poly.
So is the relationship started with Armani, correct? How long have you and Armani been together?
Actually on Valentine's Day. How long would it be? I'm gonna let her speak. Go ahead, baby.
16 years.
That's an accomplishment, you guys.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations. Were you guys always poly or not?
No, it didn't start out like that. It's been like this for, I'll say, at least the past 5, 6 years.
Okay. Oh, so then it's fairly new. So you went 10 years monogamous then.
Well, we started out as best friends. We wasn't really in a like a relationship, in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship for the first years. Probably like about the first 5 or 6 years. We wasn't in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. We was just best friends, and we lived with each other all these years though. All 16 years we was living with each other and things of that nature. But we have an interesting story. Some people don't really understand because we don't talk about the details. But we've been through a lot. And it's beautiful because it's like life kind of put us together, like the universe just put us together. I left Tulsa and I moved to Oklahoma City, and she was still living in Tulsa, and I moved to Oklahoma City, moved with a friend, and she had came out and visit her sister, and she had stopped by my house, and did some things that happened with her, her and her mother kind of got into it, and her mother kicked her out, and then boom, me and her came together again. So that's how it happened. Me and her came together again, and we was thugging it out. We found the job, we saved up our money, got our first apartment, but we still wasn't in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. We was just having each other's back through it, because I fell out with the people I moved out to Oklahoma City with, and she fell out with her mother that she was living with in Tulsa. So that's how we both came together. And I don't think I've never told that story. I don't think we ever told that publicly. I think this is the first time. Yeah, so that's how we came together, So it wasn't in a boyfriend girlfriend at the beginning, and yeah, it most definitely turned into it.
Oh, okay, that's really interesting. I like that. So what created the transition then to poly?
Well,
from friendship then to monogamy then to polygamy. Sorry.
Okay, so. All right, so another thing that people don't know about me, I'm very transparent, no filter. So I know this is being recorded, but I'm very blunt. That's what people respect about me for the people who don't know me. I was in a fast lifestyle, I was a P back in the day, and I had multiple women. So when she was my best friend, I moved from Oklahoma City and I moved to Vegas, and she was still living in Oklahoma City, and I had all types of girls. And we was out here making money. That's why I even moved to Vegas in the first place. However, when certain things went on in my life, I realized when I was facing life how everybody left my side. All that stuff was cool to have people making money with and all that stuff, but I didn't have no love. I didn't have no loyalty. I didn't have nobody to be solid to go through the thick and thin with me. So when everybody skirted, when I was facing that life sentence, who came out here? Who came out here and dropped everything from Oklahoma City and said, hey, I know I'm your best friend, but you ain't out here by yourself while you go through this. She did that. So she moved out here to Vegas, and she been with me ever since. And I also, when I went to, I got out in 2014 on probation. I ended up going back in 2017. And when I went through prison for 2 years, that's when I started to study polygamy and things of that nature, like the origin of it. And I realized it wasn't what I was doing that was wrong, it was how I was doing it. And I was so conflicted spiritually because I had a close relationship with God, and I grew up in Christianity. Now I'm more spiritual, but I had this conflict on the inside, and it was like, why do I feel like it's my natural nature to have women in my life and building and things of that nature? And I started to read upon it. I started to pray, and God just started giving me a confirmation with a lot of stuff dealing with polygamy. And then I realized it wasn't a wrong thing. I wasn't sinning. It wasn't nothing like that. It's just that we became so Americanized. We think that this is a certain type of standard. Don't get me wrong. This is not for everybody, because some can't even take care of one woman, let alone 2 or 3. However, I know that I'm in my natural nature now. So when I came home, we got straight to polygamy, and we started building with other people. We're not in a game. We're not in that fast lifestyle no more. So, yeah.
Okay. So then, okay, fast forward, right? So tell us a little bit about your empire, what you're building. I mostly know you here, but I know you have a following outside of here. So just connect some of the dots for us in the story. So I know Drip Dynasty, I know you have your Drip Angels, and you know, you have your show and everything else. So do you want to just talk a little bit about your empire and maybe what you have here, but also too what you do outside of here?
So before I explain that, because it's not the me show, it's the us show. I'm gonna let y'all say some of the stuff that we working on. So, who want to start out with some of the stuff that we got?
Yep, we definitely got the music going on right now. We currently just created and got it. What is it? Is it LCC or just copyrighted?
LLC.
LLC. We're doing Poly Music right now. We got that as a LLC. We created the logo for it. We're pushing out music. We're about to create videos for it. We're starting to, not even rebuild, but more and more people is wanting to see us like on Facebook, on TikToks, IG, YouTube. We're definitely building up YouTube. We're trying to get a show, possibly starting off of here and then just transitioning off. So we just got a lot of things lined up and just behind like the doors that we just been talking to people and just networking. So yeah, it's a lot.
Beautiful.
I love it. That's awesome.
I told the story before, basically, when I would just remember first just being on, starting to do my solos and joining Vigo. And there was just certain individuals that people would come in my live, or like if they had like, what is it called? The emojis that represent like a family or an agency or something like that. Like people would be like really protective and go like, drop down, ninja, like drop down, like, you don't know this person about this. But there were certain individuals basically that they would just always tell me to stay away from, right? He was one of them. There was two other people. And then like, as time went on, you know, you kind of like heard things, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just never really paid attention to it. I just be like people be like, oh, TKO's having auditions. It's wild. It's crazy. And like, Korea, stop your live, go in. And I'd be like, nah, I ain't like, nah, I'm good. Like, I just kept with my live. It. But then I don't know, like one day, like something just hit me and I was just like, why does this man always stay like on the top of the heat list? Like, I don't get it if so much like stuff is like surrounding him. So I didn't get it. And then I just so happened to go in his live one day and he was just playing music in his car and it was real chill. So I was like, what? Like, I was like, I don't get it. Like, what in the heck? And so I was like, all right, let me see. Like, I left the live and then I came back and then him and thank you, T baby. Then him and Armani was PKing. And so I was just like, oh, okay. And then I just thought it was like really, really cute. Like, I was like, oh, this is cute. Like, you know, how he was talking to her and stuff like that and just their interaction and stuff. And I started to gift. And then I also loved Armani's, like, her spirit. Like, I told him that from the jump too, like Armani, like just watching her and stuff like that, like she could be like for real one of my homegirls. Like this is the type of person that I surround myself with, you know what I'm saying? So I thought she was dope off top as well. And then I went to his IG and then one of the things that stood out with me was that he did some social activism with Al Sharpton, right? And I left a comment under that one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I left a comment under that one video that he had up or whatever of that. And then he lightweight embarrassed me on his live, as he typically do. But yeah, he kind of called me out. He was like, Korea, Michelle, like, you just leave a comment? And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, yeah. I was like, that was me. And so then we just kind of like, ever since then, it's just been.
She been jocking me, you know what I'm saying, blowing on my inbox.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not how it was.
Nah.
So that's how it kind of happened. It's just literally it just happened. Like it wasn't. I don't know how to explain it. It just.
Yeah.
Did you have a hard time blending the family, you know, with Armani? Did you guys have issues, jealousy, or anything in the beginning?
No. I felt like it was kind of good at first.
Yeah.
At first, yeah. I thought it was good. Like because for me it was getting to know.
You know, they tend to come here and there every once in a while.
Right.
Okay.
Get over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And I would say
is
this
there
real quick.
anything? Go ahead.
I would say this. I don't think that it was that difficult for her at the beginning because the love wasn't there yet. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes when the emotions grow,
Right.
that's when the jealousy gets
Yeah.
involved. Because this is, a woman's nature is, emotion. They're more emotional. So yeah, I think when the love started getting there, I think
Right.
that's where the feelings come from.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like in the beginning, it was more so me trying to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? And just adapting to this whole new lifestyle. So like, I really wasn't worried about, you know what I'm saying? Like the other stuff at first, it was just like, how are we going to blend? How are we going to work? What is it going to be like? That type of thing. Now later on, we'll get there.
Okay, I hear that. Now, is there something that you could do, or that you do, you are in this, maybe advice for other people? What do you do, TKO, when you see your ladies, how do you make them feel secure if they are feeling insecure or jealous or anything?
Well, I think it's, before you even start creating from a monogamous relationship to poly, you should already be building with your queen mentally, when it comes down to, giving her the vision, helping her to understand. Don't just tell them what you want. A lot of people just talk at people, and not talk with them. So I make sure I converse with my ladies, and I give them an understanding on why we're doing this, and not just doing this, and why it's important to build like the way that we build. So, so when it comes down to even like little jealousy issues and things of that nature, we as men, we have to understand this is a regular human emotion. Even men, we get jealous from time to time. But we got to also understand how to, stir them back, because we're supposed to lead. So we're supposed to say, I always remind them of, okay, you have this jealousy, but you remember what we're doing this for. Jealousy, feelings come and go. Don't let that overshadow what the whole plan is. This is what we're doing. You don't have to be jealous because I'm here for you. Don't let somebody make you feel threatened. I love you just the same. I'm not gonna love you no time less. And it's our job to reassure them in those areas and to show them. So I tend to be very attentive to any woman that's in my life.
Okay, cool. So do you guys, in terms of the family unit, do you guys plan on having children? Any babies coming soon?
I'm gonna let them answer.
Mine, for me, I'm just at the point, if God blesses me with that, then I'm down for it. So
I'm cool with it.
yeah.
I'm cool with whatever.
Me too. I used to say yes, I want kids, which I do, but if God don't want me to have kids, I'm not gonna have no kids. But if He does, then I'm gonna have kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but we most definitely
Okay.
open to it.
Yeah, we're open.
Okay, and does anyone else on the floor? I opened up your mic as well, Alkaline. I'm gonna open up for them. Do you guys want to ask any questions? Have any comments to add? Anything?
And y'all can stretch it however y'all want to, because I'm enjoying myself. So we don't gotta rush through. We don't gotta cut down the time. I'm all about stuff being organic. So however y'all want to ask the questions, I'm with it. Take your
Thank
time.
you for that. Thank you.
I was curious if I could jump in first and just say thanks for all the great, transparency and opening up with us. I wanted to ask if you guys had a take on the inverted that I've heard about as well, like polyandry, where there's a female with multiple males. Do you guys have a take on if that's like falling in line with the divine order of nation building as well too, or if there's another view on that?
Okay, so let's just face it. It's a lot of things that's not what I would say is not falling in line with the divine order. However, I just tend to not, if it doesn't really apply to me or my family, I really just don't put too much thought upon it, because I know it's a lot of people going to live the way, because people can look at my life and be like, that's not falling in the divine order. You're supposed to just be with one person and things of that nature. So I try not to really put too much on whatever somebody else got going on. What about y'all when it comes down to
Yeah,
that?
I agree. Like I'm not here to judge. Because you never know somebody else's dynamic, regardless of what it is. I mean, it may work for them. They may be better off than what we're doing. Like it just depends on your dynamic and how everybody comes together in alignment with that, if they agree or whatever. So it doesn't matter.
Yes, indeed.
I had a quick question.
Sorry, they distracted me.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. Before
Sorry.
we move on, though, I do want to say that I do believe that that's in divine order as well. Okay, so just really quickly, you guys, there's stuff called, like multiple selection. There are areas that have more women to men and more men to women. Tribally speaking, there are still tribes that live matriarchally, that they follow the woman's lineage and they have multiple husbands, like right now today. So I do believe that it is in the divine order of things. I tend to not think in sexuality, sex, gender. Those things are constructs that humans created. We created those things. We define things based on our ideas. But we actually find that in nature, like the bonobo, for instance, is a matriarchal ape. And it actually lives amongst women. It mates with the women, and they kick the men out only when they are in season. Like if they're in heat, they will allow the men into the village just to mate, and then they will kick them back out. So anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent about that, but I just say that to say that we see it amongst humans as well as amongst the animals in nature. So I tend to think it's humans that do that. Yeah. I'm sorry, H. It was on you.
No, you good. Now that's crazy though. They gonna kick them out like that? Just need the sperm and keep it pushing. That's what's up.
They do. They want what they want.
No, that's what's up. All right, King, I had a question. So I'm a very super spiritual person as well. So I kind of have the similar background. Like what you were saying was I was warring between it because of my, certain things in the Bible, even though half of the Old Testament is